London has fallen. Terrorist mastermind Amr Barkawi, Alan Aboutbal, is reportedly responsible for a bombing in Europe. The United States government locates his compound and launches a drone strike against it, supposedly killing Barkawi along with his family. 2 years later, President Benjamin Asher, Aaron Eckhart, and his top Secret Service agent best friend Mike Banning, Gerard Butler, are jogging together. Mike is currently expecting his first child with his wife Radha Mitchell. He is hoping to take some time off to spend time with his family and to finish setting up the nursery. In Yemen, we see Barkawi is still alive, and he meets with his son Cameron, Walid Zuader. They begin to set in motion plans for revenge. Asher and Mike are both informed that the British Prime Minister James Wilson has recently passed away. They, along with Asher's staff, including now Vice President Alan Trumbull, Morgan Freeman, and Secret Service Director Lynn Jacobs, Angela Bassett, travel to London to join all the other world leaders for Wilson's funeral. Believing it to be heavily secured, they are proven wrong when several mercenaries under Barkawi's commands initiate an attack, starting with a bomb destroying one world leader's limo. Soon, the mercenaries disguised as royal guards and police officers begin opening fire on civilians and other world leaders. Mike takes Asher and Jacobs with him to safety while shooting the mercs in the street. Quickly, the villains start to hit London's landmarks, including Big Ben and the Tower Bridge over the River Thames, setting off explosives that kill even more people. Mike, Asher, and Jacobs head into a chopper to safety. However, the villains launch missiles at the choppers, taking out the security choppers before striking the presidential one. The presidential chopper crash lands to the ground, resulting in Jacobs being fatally impaled. Before dying, she tells Mike to make those fuckers pay. Mike and Asher then go on the run. The president's staff sits in horror, fearing that their friends are dead. Mike attempts to contact Trumbull and send a message to let them know that he and Asher are still alive. As Mike and Asher are running through the tunnels, Asher notes that the terrorists want him dead, and if it must come down to it, he orders Mike to kill him. Mike reluctantly agrees. The staff receives a threatening call from Barkawi to let them know that he is out for revenge for the death of his family. They are informed that Wilson's autopsy report detected poison in his body, meaning he was intentionally murdered with the plan for all the world leaders to come together to be killed off. With the city on lockdown, Mike and Asher run to the home of MI6 agent Jacqueline Jax Marshall, Charlotte Riley, whom Mike knows well. Jax gets onto her computer and learns that Barkawi is behind the whole plot. She plays back a message from Trumbull confirming that they received Mike's message and are sending help. On the security cameras, the three see what is supposedly the Delta team there to rescue Mike and Asher, until Mike notices that the men are not sweating despite wearing heavy gear. They realize that the villains intercepted their message and are there to attack. The villains storm in and fire on the three. Mike shoots some of them, but Asher is abducted in the chaos. Asher is taken to a private location where Cameron is setting everything up for him to be publicly executed. He punches Asher several times to make him suffer beforehand. Meanwhile, Mike is already on his way to rescue him with the real Delta team. The villains set up the cameras and broadcast it to every network around the world, so it's shown around places like Times Square. Cameron tells Asher to say some final words. Cameron readies his machete to decapitate Asher until Mike bursts in and shoots all the villains. He engages in a fistfight with Cameron and lets him know that no matter how many times enemies try to attack America, they'll still be there in 1,000 years. Cameron manages to make a run for it. Mike orders the Delta team leader to blow the place up. Mike takes Asher, and they jump down a shaft as the place goes up in flames, killing Cameron and the surviving villains. The Delta team finds Mike and Asher and reports to the staff that they're alive. Barkawi's compound is located in Yemen. Trumbull calls him to let him know that he's lost. Another drone strike is launched against Barkawi, and this time, he's taken out for good. Mike returns home and is spending time with Lee and their newborn child. He's typed up a letter of resignation to Asher. On TV, Trumbull speaks regarding the recent events, leaving an inspiring message that America will prevail. This convinces Mike to delete the letter.